Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you probably have seen or hopefully have seen, I just recently did a sample did not make me buy it video, which is all about samples I've tried where they were just okay or not good enough to make me buy the full size. I got this idea from Samantha March, who did this video, and I can't remember, I know she credited someone else in her video, but I picked up that idea when I watched Samantha's video because I love her, I think she's amazing. So I'll link her video down below, as that is what started all of these videos for me. And in that video I asked if you guys wanted to see a sample did make me buy it video, and you overwhelmingly said yes please, we'd love to see the sample did make me buy it version. So here we are, the sample did make me buy it. Without further ado, let's see what I got. So the first thing is the MAC Natural Radiance Base. So this is a primer, and this is the yellow, there we go, the yellow one. There is a pink one. Apparently there's not really much difference between this. I find this just a really good basic primer. It is quite expensive for a MAC primer, but bear in mind you get 50 ml in here, 50. Most primers are 30 or 40, so it is very large, and it has lasted me for a very long time, using it quite often. MAC is very good at giving samples, and this is one of the samples I almost always get with my MAC orders, and they're also very good at giving you samples in store, but I get a lot of my stuff online. As you know, I don't have time and I don't live that near to all of the shops, so I do get a lot of stuff online, and they always send a primer sample, whether it's this one or the other one, and they always send mini mascaras, so it's a good way to try out a few different things. But this one, I just really liked it. It was one of the first primers I ever bought, and I was like just wanting a really simple, easy primer to try and see, you know, if it made a difference to my routine. It's very hydrating, it feels nice on the skin, it will last you a long time. So yeah, it's not life-changing as a primer, but it just was an inoffensive, easy, like not intimidating primer for me to try when I first started trying primers. Next up I have a couple of foundations. Now foundations, I guess, are the main things that I get samples of. Obviously there's certain products, makeup products, that you can't really give a sample of, like a blush or an eyeshadow, or like even pencil products. Sometimes you get them, but it's very hard to kind of see how they'd work full size. Foundations, primers, concealers are probably the easiest things to actually get a sample of. So I do get a lot of foundation samples, and there are a lot of foundation samples that have not made me buy the full size. These two, however, did. So first up, this is the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear. So I did a review of this foundation using the sample. Basically, I'd heard a lot of really good stuff online about it, but never really seen people use it on YouTube. So I wanted to review it and see what all the hype was about and see why people weren't using it on YouTube, but it was so popular among the people of the world. So yeah, so I picked up a sample. They give amazing sized samples in Lancome. So I used it for like at least a week, if not longer. And I quite liked it. The review, you'll see if you've seen the review, or I'll link it down below. I really liked the foundation. I don't know that I was massively blown away immediately, but when that sample ran out, I was like getting stress and anxiety, and I was like suddenly realized how much I'd been liking it, because when I didn't have any more, I had to immediately order it. Like straight away, I was straight on the website getting the full size, because I literally didn't really appreciate it until I didn't have it. So that is 100% a sample made me buy, because as soon as that sample was gone, I was snapping this bad boy up. I love companies that do samples of foundations, generous samples of foundations, because foundation is very expensive, it's an investment, and it's so important to makeup. To me, it's the most important part of my makeup routine. It's the thing that makes the biggest difference. And it's also something that you really need it to match your skin tone in order for it to work. It's very hard to see in a shop, either by swatching it on your hand, or even if you swatch it on your body like I do, or to have someone else match you. It rarely works out. What you need is to get a sample of that foundation, try it over 2 or 3 days, look at it in natural light, look at it in your mirror, look at it in your car mirror, the mirror of truth. And that's what you need. That's why foundation samples are so important. Always try and get them if you can before you buy. So that's what I did with the Clinique Even Better Glow foundation. This is one of my favorite foundations ever. I'm not really using it at the moment because I only have it in like my winter shade. I don't know if everyone feels this way or if it's just me, my skin tone, but I really struggle to get a shade in Clinique foundations that matches me. This one in particular, I went and got 3 or 4 samples of this foundation before I found my shade and purchased the full size. And because they were so willing to give me foundations and I could go home and try the different shades on a full face and see how it worked, with my makeup and look at it in all different light and decide which shade I wanted to go for, because it was so tricky. This is the shade Stone, and it's a lovely neutral warm shade that's perfect for me in my sort of winter or certainly lighter skin tone. At the moment it's too light for me, but it is a beautiful shade for me in the winter. But I tried 3 or 4, and it's only because they kept giving me these samples that I bought the full size, because it was very hard to match. And I think if I just had to do it in store, I wouldn't have been confident enough to buy the full size. So I think it's so important to do sampling. Companies, brands, do samples because it makes a huge difference, and that is why I have the full size. The Charlotte Tilbury Wonderglow Primer. This, I mean, Charlotte Tilbury does brilliant samples. If you order direct from her website, you always get 2 or 3 samples, and quite often she's doing sort of offers where you can get extra samples and things like that. And so I got a sample of this when I ordered, I think it was maybe her contour wand, maybe. I think that's one of the first things I bought from Charlotte Tilbury, and I got a sample of this and I just loved it. I think actually her base products, her foundations and primers, are much more affordable than her lipsticks and eyeshadows and brushes and things like that. So these are the things to go for if you want to try that brand first, because she does decent sizes. This is 40 mils, and she also does brilliant samples, so you can try her foundation, try her primer if you're just ordering something like a lipstick or something like that without as much investment. So really try them out first. I love this primer. It's very luminous, very smoothing, very soothing on the skin. It's great for no makeup days, very sort of pearlescent, like luminous radiance, youthfulness to the skin. Another Charlotte Tilbury product, which is this lipstick. This is Bitch, oh, I said it. This is Bitch Perfect. I hate saying that word. But this is a sort of peachy, corally nude. This, I can't remember what I ordered, but whatever it was, I basically got about 10 of these little lip samples. Such a good idea. This is one of my all-time favorite lipsticks. It was exactly what I was looking for. I'd never ordered a Charlotte Tilbury lipstick before. Probably never would have if I hadn't received these little testers. Basically a little card, and you just sort of like do this, bite down on it. No, don't bite down it. Press your lips down on it. Don't bite it. You'll get it on your teeth. But yeah, and you can see and just sort of pat it in, and it just lets you see it on your lips, because lipstick is so subjective. It's so dependent on your lip colour, your skin tone, how it will look on you. If you ever bought a lipstick that you've seen on someone else, it looks amazing, and then you're like, oh, this is not what I was going for. So these are amazing, and I think I got like 10 of them, and I was able to try all different shades, and I love this one. I also love Pillow Talk. So yeah, again, something I would never have bought if I hadn't got the little sample first. So that was a win. Next up, the Blender Cleanser Solid. So when I bought my first beauty blender, well, actually it was a gift. My sister bought it for me for Christmas, and it came in a kit. It had a beauty blender, and then it had a little sample size one of the cleanser, which is like the solid soap. I don't know why I'm thinking I'm going to show you this, because it's going to be disgusting. I mean, it's just soap. But I can't live without this now. I must have repurchased this 4,300,029 times, at least. It is so good. I don't really ever want to use anything else to clean my brushes. I've always felt like brush cleaners, the liquid ones, you just end up, so much of it seems to go everywhere. And if you put it in water, mix it in,
it doesn't really do that good of a job. If you directly apply it to brushes, you seem to lose a lot of the product in the process, or have to use a lot of it to clean your brushes. Whereas this, it lasts a long time, just swirling your brush in there. Literally the makeup pours off your brushes. It's so effective. I love it. It doesn't, you know, make an unpleasant smell to your brushes. It leaves them so clean, very quick, very easy, mess-free in your little pot that it comes in. I will purchase this for the rest of my life until they invent brushes that are self-cleaning. Next up, the Clinique Take the Day Off Cleansing Oil. Got a sample of this. Clinique just do amazing samples. I think I bought a couple of skincare items, and then you get like 100 for free. Maybe it's like 5, but you get a lot of different things. And a lot of the time you get to choose your samples, and I'd always wanted to try this. And I loved it. It just makes taking your makeup so easy, taking your makeup off so easy. It lasts for seemingly forever. This is like 200 mils in here. I mean, I've only used this much, and I feel like I've had this months. But yeah, I mean, I just find it really, really effective, really quick. And I always think the lazy way to take my makeup off is wipes, because you can sit in bed and do it. But this is so much quicker and easier. This is actually the lazy way to take your makeup off, but you do have to stand up because you'll need a sink. And last but not least, I don't know if this counts because strictly speaking, it wasn't a sample. This is Lancome nuit tresor. Pretty sure I nailed it. This is obviously a perfume, and I didn't actually get a sample of this, but what I did do is I sprayed this on myself in the shop, you know, as you do, all over myself, thought nothing of it, and then could not stop smelling. Oh my God, I was just all day long like some kind of wrist pervert, smelling my own wrist all day long. And then I got home, and my husband, like I literally walked in and my husband was like, what is that smell? He is obsessed with it, loves it. So do I. It's so long lasting. It's the sexiest perfume I've ever smelled in my life. It's not really offensive. It's not like pungent. Like I find Chanel Coco Mademoiselle, like I really had issues with that one when I was pregnant. It really made me sick whenever I smelt that, and it seems like everyone wears it. I would get sick. And it's kind of haunted me since I'm not pregnant anymore, but I still remember. I feel like if anyone within a 100-mile radius of you has that on, you can smell it. So this is not like that. It's not like it hits you in the face if you're, you know, within a shop that someone's wearing it, but you can smell it, so it projects really nicely. It's ridiculously long wearing. Like it will last all day. I'm getting wafts of it. The bottle is beautiful. It's based on like black rose. It's like the perfume. I'm no perfume expert. Is there a word? Is there a word for that? Perfumier? Or was that sell perfume? A nose? I'm no nose, but I do know what I like, and I love gourmand fragrances. Look at me, I mean, I'm basically French today. French as you come. Oh, I mean, it's incredible. It's unusual, it's sexy, it is long wearing, it smells definitely gourmand. I think it's described as like a gourmand / floriental, if that means anything to you. It's not so sweet that it's sickly. It's a grown-up perfume. It smells like a sexy, confident woman. I definitely get the caramel scent. It's got caramel and vanilla in there, which is kind of two of the notes. Let's try it. Let's at least try and seem like I know what I'm talking about. The scent, no, what are they? The notes. The notes I look for in perfumes are caramel and vanilla. They're kind of in everything that I love. This is patchouli, which is in here. That's kind of your base notes. So they're the ones you're left with after everything else has got lost. If you like Lancome La Vie Belle, if you like Giorgio Armani She, if you like Jean Paul Gaultier Scandal, then definitely give this one a sniff. Flower Bomb by Viktor and Rolf. That's kind of the family I feel like it sits in. Those are all my favourite smells. So if you like those, then definitely give this a spray. Men seem to go nuts for it. So bear that in mind, that, you know, use it responsibly is all I'm going to say. I feel like, should I like start a perfume channel? I feel like I'm really nailing this.
I know there's going to be some kind of perfume expert in the comments, literally, who's going to come and burn my house down for this. Anyway, there you have it. That is everything that the samples made me buy the full size of. I hope you found this helpful. Please like and subscribe before you go so I can see you again. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye, 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 bye.